All right. I think we're good. I think we're here. We're live. It seems like it. Okay. What am I doing? Discord message done. Stream name changed. OBS running. OBS recording. Chatty up. Sound in. Okay. I think we're good. Looks like my audio is working. Hello. And welcome to a scuffed start. All right. So, what am I doing first? All right. I guess last time we were working on the tree. And I got some dialogue in. I'm going to work on a lot more dialogue today because that's the only line of dialogue I got in. But I have her character portrait. I have the rest of the dialogue programmed. Well, it's like loosely programmed. It's in there. It's like sketched in. I got a rough draft, so that's good. And then I got to do the rest of it now so that it actually displays in game because we don't have that. So first off, you got to give her a hug. That's part one. And then you try to go past her, and she pushes you, gives you this. And you try to go past her, push again. She pulls that out, shows you this. And if you try to go past her again, she drops it and doesn't do anything. So we got to add more after that. And I have the bone programmed. I need a blood effect here. So you pull out the bone shank. So that's pretty good. And then I didn't even open my sprites yet. I'm so behind. Okay. And then I have the stabbed face, which we can implement. I need a stabbed portrait though, because you're going to shank her in the eye. So, yeah. I could probably do like a dangling animation here. There's a lot to be done. And then we gotta program the hearts so that they're actually effective, which I haven't decided exactly how I'm gonna do that yet. I could make her just create them at runtime, but that's a little odd. That might be the way to do it. Then we'll get them in order. But then we gotta tie them together. I don't know. I'll think about that. I guess it doesn't matter. It's pretty easy. We could just do, I could put it in an array even. Do I even need to, though? I guess that doesn't necessarily matter. Let's look at that. I might do that first. All right. Do we have... I don't know if we have... This might have to be in an array, because then we can go through it. And then each heart... Yeah, that's probably the best way. Okay, so HP array. And we're going to make it... Well... Can we just do no one to start? And then we gotta store. Well, actually, I can do. Well, wait. So the. Okay, give me a second, guys. I gotta figure this out. So, I think if we create an instance. Yeah. I don't know what layer this is gonna be on yet. Let's look at that. What layer is the tree on? The behind player layer? Okay, so this can be on grass cliff then? Yeah, because it's not overlapping that. Okay. Grass cliff. And then we're going to do obj boss heart. I actually don't think we have a boss heart program, so that's what we're going to have to do. And then we're going to do this 2 more times because she has 3 HP. We're doing it live. Okay. So then we need to create a heart. I'm wondering if I can just steal the dragon heart and then change it. Yeah, that might be the best way to do it. Okay, so we're going to take the dragon health, and then we're going to edit it. Because I want it to be consistent with the rest of the stuff. So it's good at different times to take old stuff and then try to add it into the new stuff to keep it more consistent. So this is just going to be generic boss heart so that we can use this. And I should have a single boss heart sprite as well. And it should have everything I need within it. Yep, it does. Okay. So this is going to be boss heart. Alright, then let's look at the code for this, because I think it's dragon specific right now. Actually, the dragon probably just... What even happens here? Okay, so we have a boss variable. Okay, it's not dragon specific. If the instance does not equal... We don't want to destroy the heart now. If reduce equals true... Okay, so this starts the flickering... And then when it's done, it sets the boss HP down. Oh no. We actually don't need this switch, because this is a switch that makes sense if you have multiple things. That doesn't matter. We just need it to go back to black when we're done. And we need to make sure we're calling the right heart to reduce. So actually that code is going to be in the mother. Swap. I don't think we're going to need this glitch, because we can just let these freely reduce, and then we don't have to call them again. Place meeting. This is very specific. So if meaning, we don't need spear, we need par damage holdable. And then destroy the object is fine. We're going to have probably a different thing. Oh, that's if image index equals 6. I don't think we're going to need this either, because this is specifically for the dragon Easter egg. Okay. I think that'll work. So we have a flicker that goes between the image index, and then when it's done, it'll go back to the thing, I presume. We don't really have a timer. That's kind of weird. Oh, I do. I have an alarm. Okay. Is this the end of the flickering? It might be. So 10 frames for flickering. I need to ensure that it goes back to the black frame when it's done, though. So it'll be on frame 1. So image index equals 1. I'm assuming that when it's done doing the flickering, the alarm can set and it should be good. Reduce flicker equals false. This is really weird the way I set this up years ago. What was I thinking? I'm just going to remove this. I don't think I'm going to need that. This set's reduced to false. Okay. Whatever. Let's just assume that that works. We definitely don't need this. It makes sense why that was spear specific. And this doesn't matter because it'll be good. And then I could do a following code as well for this. I might do that for the future, because I was thinking these are stationary hearts, so it's not going to matter that much. But like for my for like another boss that like moves, it could be useful to have a moving one. Hello, Thomas. How are you today? I'm just theory crafting right now, thinking about how to do this boss health. I think that'll be good though. Okay, so let's Let's grab the... We can close the casino tabs as well for now. I'm content with those staying in the state they are till this level finishes. That one will need to do more work as well, but that can stay still. I'm doing pretty good. I got my my food for my backpacking trip. I'm going in the mountains for 7 days. We're gonna try to do it in 6. It'll be 70 miles, but I got food for like $10 a day, assuming that a bear doesn't steal the food doesn't rot, I lose it, or I die. We'll see how it goes. I think I have everything I need. I gotta go pick up some stuff from my house later after stream. I gotta get some money so I can pitch in for gas because we're getting a hotel and then we're driving down to Pennsylvania. So we'll see. But I'm pretty good. I think I got everything planned out. This is like one of those things where you're stress testing everything for the first time. So we'll see how I do. I probably also need to get some fuel for the little stovetop thing I have. It's okay, I'll figure it out. I got time. Okay. Yeah, and then I gotta get my sleeping bag. But otherwise, I'm pretty good. I'm leaving Friday. I'm gonna try to do maybe a stream. Yeah, it should be an adventure. I'm excited. We originally had 7 guys going on the trip, and then 4 of them were only going to go for like halfway. They were only going to do like 3 to 4 days, but all of those guys dropped out. So it's just my buddy Gabe, his friend JJ, which I don't know that well, and then me, and we're going to see how we do. I'm excited. I'm going to do like a YouTube video of me attempting to pack, because I've never packed a bag before. I have like my dad's like old like Boy Scout equipment, so we'll see how that does. And then yeah, the rest of it is just I have to imagine every worst case scenario of how I can fail and then try to plan accordingly. So we'll see. I'm definitely going to forget something. I know it. I just don't know what. So I'll just try to account. But yeah, it should be pretty good. Alright, so we're going to place the hearts now in the location that they currently are. So let's just do it on top here. Turn off this extra layer crap. Okay. And then we need to make sure we get the X and Y coordinates of exactly these. So we have 184, 202. So that is our first heart. So 184, 202, I think that was. 184, 202. Okay, we can delete this one. Then we have 196, 191. 96. 191. Okay. And then we have 219, 189. Yeah, it's also kind of funny too because I'm going to try to do it barefoot, so we'll see how that goes. And then I'm also going to try to cook every day, which is why I got all the food. So I was like, dude, I don't want to do astronaut food for this. I don't want like prepackaged, freeze-dried meals. Like, I'm not doing it. I would rather cook every day, even if I'm carrying like 30 or 40 pounds of food. I don't really feel like I got that much, but it still feels quite heavy, so... You may fall off the bridge. That would be such an ironic death. Yeah, it's true. It is very true. Yeah, I may. That would be very ironic. I wonder if there's going to be any bridges. We'll see. That would be the most ironic death. Could you imagine the headlines for that? Jump off the bridge creator falls off a bridge. Oh my goodness. That would actually be hilarious. Alright, so now let's remove the hearts from the actual tree sprite itself, because we have the real hearts that are going to be the objects of the hearts. They're no longer images now. Let's take the tree. Do I have a layer for hearts? I hope I do. I do. Okay, we can just turn it off. Sweet, so it'll look here empty, and then when we get in the game, it should load up. And then let's temporarily, just to check, let's program this guy taking damage. So how am I going to do this? We have a current, well, we have an HP number, don't we? We don't. Okay, so let's start with HP equals 3. Yeah. There must be some better way to do this. So we have 3 HP to start, obviously. But I want to go through the array one at a time. Is there a way I can do this without creating another variable that's current HP? I feel like I just got to do current HP. Current HP. Because this is going to be where we're at in the array. Because we're going to go through the array and then we're going to reduce each of them each time. That might be the only way to do it. I don't know. Okay, we'll try it. Whatever, it's a test. So current HP is 0, HP is 3. And then let's do a... This is like a bunch of... I don't really like doing it in here, but I don't like doing it in here either. Should I do a begin step? That would be kind of weird, wouldn't it? I'll just do it in the end step. So, if place meeting XY par damage holdable, which means this needs to have, oh, it is a parent of par damage holdable. Yeah, so what I do is in order to make sure that this is like a future thing, but I'm trying to make sure that all of my things that damage do also damage universally. And that's a secret why, but universally they all damage. So this just checks for par damage holdable. We might make it more specifically the bone shank later, just for this first phase. But here, let's do if HP is greater than 0. And then if we're touching the damage holdable, HP minus, and then we're going to affect the current HP. So we got to do HP array cur HP. So this is our current HP dot reduce equals true. So then it'll take damage, and then we got to increase the current HP by 1. So that'll be the next element in the array, and it'll plan for the next round. And then that should be good. So this, obviously we need some kind of hurt sprite, noise, something. Obviously those need to play here when they take damage. Taking damage. And then for testing it, to make sure this works as I think, let's place a couple bone shanks here. And then we'll get the third bone shank. And then, yeah, this is going to have to set the phase too. Set to later phase. I stabbed. Because she's going to have to get pissed if you attack her. And then we have to make sure that, wait, if this is greater than 0, that should work. I think it'll work. We shall see. So theoretically, let's just run it. We'll see what happens. We're creating the hearts, and then we're hitting them with a reduce. Oh, and we have to destroy the actual par holdable, otherwise it's going to keep running. So, I don't want to call it implement. I'm just going to call it spear. Let's just call it spear. Var spear equals instance place XY par damage holdable. And then with spear, we're going to destroy it. So this code right here will check if we're meeting this object, which is going to be the bone shank. And then we're grabbing the ID of this object with instance place, and then we're going into the spear code, and then we're executing an instance destroy. That should work. We shall see. I do not know. I'm optimistic, assuming that my old boss heart code works. We shall see. And then we can do, well, anything really. The world is our oyster, but I can focus on the text. Yeah, that's probably the next best move. Because the text is going to be a little weird. Going to be a bunch of timing, I should say. And I think it'll work, but I might have to play with it a little bit. It's going to be a lot of compiling and closing, but that's fine. And then I got to draw a face for when she's shanked and pissed off. Alright. So let's get our third bone shank first. It shouldn't really matter. I can just throw this. So it collides with her. She takes damage. Cool. She obviously has no effect that denotes that she's in pain or anything like that. And then we can get the third bone shank here. Boom. Boom. Okay. And then I think even if we let's test one more in case the player can get another item to damage. I want to make sure the game doesn't crash. Where the fuck is this one? Oh, it's up in the tree. I just want to stress test it a little bit to make sure that it don't crash. And that means the hitbox is going to be her face, so I'm going to have to play with that. Right now the hitbox is... that should be fine. Is this the same too? Okay, I'm assuming they're all the same. We will find out in post if they're not. Are you going to do a hit animation? Yeah, I'm going to do a hit animation. She's going to like wince or cringe or something. Okay. So, yep, she just has 3 life. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty good. I might also do some kind of, like, decayed root. That could be pretty cool. Like, each time you take a health off, these roots, like, blacken and rot. That could be pretty neato. Yeah, okay. Alright. We got some things to program. So first off, let's do dialogue. So we have the come here, sweetie. We can get rid of some of these bone shanks. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we gotta do dialogue. We need it. It's the next thing I gotta tackle. Cause her pained face is gonna be different after a certain point. Cause she's gonna be stabbed, and then she's gotta like have a pain face of her wincing with this thing in her eye. Okay. But let's do dialogue first. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So I have all the dialogue, I think. So come here, give mommy a hug. Don't be shy. Come on now, don't make me wait. So let's do these first. Yeah. So these are just going to be timed. Do I have a current? I do have a current text, okay. Okay, so this is the nothing phase. The hair in the tree can be falling down after a hit. The hair of the tree can be falling down after a hit. Are you referencing this thing again? This carcass? The carcass will be down by the time the first hit happens, because theoretically, unless you're talking about this here, the branches. That could be interesting. It'd be a lot of work, but it could be interesting. I'll think about it. It's a good idea, though. Or it could be bleeding. Yeah, bleeding I'm definitely going to do. Definitely be blood somewhere. Yeah. Okay. So first off, we have the current text. So maybe we should put some code here. Okay. And then she needs like a weight, I think. Or should I do this better? I could put this in an array. Yeah, this would be smarter to have in an array. So let's do intro text. Actually, we can just copy this, because we're going to do an intro, and then she has specific lines of dialogue based on the player's actions afterwards. So the first one is just my loot tree. Loot tree 1, 2. Okay. And then we can do a timer, text timer equals 0. If current text is less than array length intro text -1, because everything starts at 0 and current text also starts at 0. So current text is less than that if instance is not equal created, and then if text timer is less than or equal to 0, then you can talk. Otherwise, text timer subtract. And then we're going to add, well, first we need to make sure that we're grabbing the right thing. So we need to do intro text and then grab the current text in the array. I think we need to do a timer array too to make sure we have the time down. So here, let's put this up here. The bleed could be dripping from the roots. That's a good idea too. Blood in the roots. That is a good idea. I like that one. So we need text, text time. No. Intro time 0 equals. Technically only need 2, because this one's going to be 0. And this one's going to be, I don't know, we could wait like, wait 2 seconds. What is the dialogue actually? Don't be shy. And then if you wait like a really long time, like 5 seconds. Oh no, wait. This needs to be here. We can just set that to 0. I think that works. Or does it? Oh, blood. Yeah, it's fine. I understand what you were saying. I got you. Actually, this needs to... I like the way I had it before. Okay. And then after current text, then we have... Time is going to equal intro time. Well, text timer. It's going to equal intro time, and it's going to equal current text. I think that works. So we're going to take the... It's going to do the first one, which is 0. Going to set it to 60 for the next one, and there for the last one. And then we need to get rid of this later. I have to remind you about something. Yeah? It's going to be those Steam trading cards, isn't it? I need to pull up the documentation for that. It's got to be done by Christmas. Otherwise, you're going to perish. Yeah, the Steam trading cards. How was your day, man? You said it was good. Did you do anything interesting? You have school or something? The Steam trading cards, man. They can't be that hard. They really can't. They gotta be easy. I think I just make pictures, don't I? I wonder if I have to do any programming for them. Is this something I do on my end, or is it something that the Steam API does? I don't know. I'll have to look at it. That's right. I gotta re-put the Steam API in this game. It broke like 40 versions ago. Maybe like a year and a half ago. I gotta put it back in. I can't actually earn achievements right now because the Steam thing is broken. Which is just another thing on the list. Shouldn't be that difficult though. Yeah, school. Gotcha. They're all online, right? You said you go to school like 3 hours a day, or was that Barton? I think Barton was saying he goes 3 hours a day. This should work, but when we get to this phase, we need to get rid of the intro. I guess we can do if hugged equals false. That's good, because then we know the phase is true. Current text and instance existence created and hugged equals false. Because once the player is hugged, then we got new dialogue to make. Let's see if that works. We shall see. And then we have something that stops the talking, don't we? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Alright. 2 hours of PE. Wow. That sounds like fun. Honestly. Alright, come here. Give me a hug. Don't be shy. Okay, and then we wait 5 seconds. I don't see the last one. Why don't I see the last one? Really true too. 30 times 5. Should be 5 seconds. 90-second holds. Let's try it again. So 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. 2 seconds. Don't be shy. 3 seconds, and then 5 seconds here. But it don't work. If current text is less than array length intro text. It must be having trouble with that. So it starts at 0. Oh. Current text is less than or equal to. I think that works. I think I was just counting too short. Because it starts at 0. We'll see if it works. I have a feeling this is what it is, though. But I can always debug it if I need to. Okay. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. 5 seconds. Error. It's out of range. Interesting. So that wasn't it. I guess we're going to debug it. Why aren't you playing the final dialogue of the intro? Alright, calm down. Give me a second. Am I using a mouse pad? Yeah, you mean like a thing under my mouse? Yeah, I have something under my mouse. Current text is 1. Okay. Okay. Current text is 2. And this is going to set the timer. Timer is 150. Current text is 2. Array length intro text is going to be wait a minute. Array length of intro text is going to be 3 minus 1 is 2. But we start at 0. Oh, I see. The error was here. I get it now. So it should be less than or equal to, and this should be if current text is less than array length. Because current text is going to be one more of intro time minus 1. Because that's the problem. It's trying to add another thing beyond the number. And this one, it's not going over, but it's not getting equal to the array length. All right, that should work. We can also add more too. So this is expandable if we want even more intro. All right. Boom. Boom. Yes. Okay, we got it. Is that too long though? So you're like here, you're like, man, this is your first time on the level. You're like, this tree's kind of creepy. This is really bizarre. I don't know if I like this at all. Okay, I think the second message needs to be longer. And we can actually, yeah, let's make this one 3 seconds. And then this only does the text timer, right? Yeah. Let's set the initial text timer to 30 because I want like the player to like see the tree. Whoop, sorry. Set the text timer to 30. My thought is that they're going to get to the level, they're going to see this ugly tree, and it's going to talk to them. That's what I want to see. I'm trying to imagine, like, if you were to envision this the first time as a player, you would be like, oh my god, What is this grotesque thing I'm seeing? Because they're going to be like, ew. I might even make that intro longer. 2 seconds might be better. Lurk. Welcome, Kashi. Appreciate it. Lurking. Alright, so player gets in, sees it, got 2 seconds to look at it, and she beckons them. And they're kind of apprehensive about it. And then she reinforces it. And then you're still apprehensive. Don't make her wait. Okay. Now, we should be able to interrupt these lines and they should end. So now that hugged equals true, she's not going to play the intro stuff anymore. Okay. Alright, pretty good. And then obviously these still work and everything. Cool. We have the first part. I'm a fan. Alright, so that's the intro. Now let's do the hug. So, this is basically our talk, essentially. It's just this code here. We don't even need that, but let's look at hugged. So, hugged equals true. So we're going to add dialogue here. And we're going to take this code. So what this is doing is actually, first we got to do if instance exists created. If created already exists, we're going to destroy it. I'm making this a little weird because I don't want it to take up too much space. Okay, so we're going to destroy the instance, then we're going to create a new one. And this one is going to be hard-coded. So it's going to be motherly, what do I even have here? Motherly tree hug. Hug. Okay. And then we don't, we can increase the current text. I don't think we're going to reference that variable anymore, but we can keep it going in case we need it later. Okay. We should be able to do this for the rest of them. So hugged equals true. I might need to change this ordering of operations here, but I'm trying to keep it like kind of consistent, but we'll just put this dialogue here. And what is this one called? Hungry. Hungry. Okay. I think I want like the general code to be up here and the modified player stuff to be down there. So this is up here. Anything modifying me can go here. Player stuff can remain below. Let the arms push. She doesn't have a face for this one. Okay, that's fine. And then we're going to do this again here. Whoa. Copy this code. Okay. And then this is going to be motherly tree cold. Should be good. Will it go through both? I don't know. We'll see. I am not sure if I have that code set up to do that. I don't know. So for the cold one, she has 2 lines of dialogue, but I don't know if I have it set up so after the timer it instantiates it and just continues. We shall see. Let's see if these work. What is more important? Because each time we're destroying instance created. Yeah. Okay. So we have an intro, but we can interrupt it. And okay. You're so cute. I could just eat you up. You hungry? Maybe you're cold. But see, we can't advance it. Okay, so what we gotta do is we gotta edit text box code, which is not my favorite thing to do. I fucking hate text box code. It's awful. I spent so much of my life in this text box code and I hate it. All right. Yeah, what do we got to do here? So we have a... What is the timer? Let's look at the timer. Time alive. Oh, wait. I have something here. Multi-time text box. Huh? Do I have an example of myself using this? The fish. Oh, dude. That makes this so much easier. Okay. That's really weird that I did it that way. Whatever. Okay. The fish has it. Thank you, General Fish. We don't actually have to program anything. I did this in the past. Thank you, past me. It's kind of jank, but it'll work. So for the tree cold section, we can make this 0, right? And then we're going to do, this is going to be a time text box. We can actually move this up here. All right, and part 1 can be 2 seconds. And then this can be longer, like 90. Well, we can just do 30 times 3. Now, let's see if that works. I think that should work. Actually, let's make sure that the timer is not defined at all in case that does something. All right. Oh, that's so good, dude. That is so good. I'm loving it. Perfect, man. I really like how that turned out. Oh, I need a smooching animation for that one, though. Perfect. Okay. Sweet. Alright, what do I need to do next? We need... What do we need? We need kiss. Let's do the kiss. Duplicate. Kiss. Let's look at the kiss. I'm pretty sure it's just the lips moving, yeah, up and to the right. Okay, that should be hella easy. What do we got here? Yeah, okay. Get this disgusting teeth out of the way here. Alright, so it's going to be 2 frames. This is kiss, right? Okay. And we also need the kiss as well. Is it a small... So it's the lips slightly to the... Okay, got it. Okay, so we're going to do kind of like smaller lips. We'll reduce her lips. And then we're going to move them like here. Actually, let's make a mouth layer. That way I don't have to redraw anything. Okay. So it'd be like here. I'm trying to imagine it. Is that too low? Maybe there. I want her to like rear it back and then give in, you know. Alright, and then I'm pretty sure it's just slightly bigger here. So let's guys, rescue this mouth from the other layer. Put it on the mouth layer. Then we need big lips. So it will be smaller, but it'll be vertically taller. Is kind of what I imagine the pursed lips would be like. Get rid of this. I don't need this compile information. Those are some big lips. You like this? I like this better. Maybe like here. Does she go up and down? I want to keep it consistent. No, she just... Okay, it's just literally up one and to the right. But we can change her eyebrows. Make her more expressive. Should I just keep them like that? That's kind of weird. Maybe I'll make them consistently this. I actually kind of like the idea of the face moving forward. Yeah, there we go. Should the eyebrows move even more? Nah, that's kind of weird. Let's keep it consistent. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now we need to program that. So we need motherly tree kiss. Whoop, I need this break down here, otherwise we're gonna get problems. Motherly tree kiss. Bleed portrait kiss. Same stuff basically. Don't need talk speed. Get rid of that. Okay. And we can put this over here. Alright. And then we need to make sure that we have that programmed in so that she'll actually do it. So for the face, we have... Well, actually, sorry. It's not even in there. It's for the kiss line. And here we need to make sure it actually calls the right portrait for the kiss. Motherly tree kiss. Okay. Oh, you know what we can do even better? I didn't think about it. For the kiss, we can actually take the same color as the blood. Let's grab some blood real quick. Let's grab this color. Do we want to try doing something like This could be fun. Let's do a, could we do like a heart? Should this be higher? Maybe we should edit these lips to make them more rounded too. Oh, it's because it's... Got it. No, that doesn't look... Maybe it needs to be more horizontally shorter. That looks pretty good. Do we like the heart-shaped eyes? I kind of like them. I think they're kind of funny. Yeah, this one's got to be over more. There we go. Oh, it's just creepy enough. I'm a fan. I feel like her eye is like more down here, but it'll work. Alright, let's see how that looks. Done it. We're almost coming up to our 1 hour of work mark. We have a lot of the dialogue sketched out. We have... Next we gotta do the stab, which will be a mix of programming and art. That's great, actually. I hate it, but I also like it. Perfect, okay. We actually need an angry version of her. Angry talk. And then we need a stab talk. Okay. Angry stabbed. Actually, maybe we should call this warn talk. She's gonna be warning you. Which I think all we're gonna have to do is adjust her eyes maybe a little bit and her... I still think I like these up. And I think we need her... was trying to make her squint more. Maybe her eyes can thin out. I don't know if I like that. I think these are the problem here. She don't look angry. Maybe just lines like that. Oh. Her eyes need to shift somehow. They need to go like thinner or something. Maybe her lips can get smaller. Yeah, that's a good idea. She's like pissed off, so her lips are gonna get smaller. Thinner eyes look good. You like the thinner eyes? Like this? I feel like I need thinner eyes. I'm just not sure how to do it. We'll play with them. Let's save this as a template and we'll go back to this. Yeah, that looks good. I like this. Whatever this is, I like this. I don't like this, though. She kind of looks pissed. She could be more pissed, though. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, I think this is good. I might, It should be like a subtle anger. That's what I'm trying to do here. She should be subtly angry, hinting at a much worse thing. And her mouth shouldn't open that big. In fact, you shouldn't be able to see her teeth at all. And she shouldn't have this here. There should be nothing. It should just be a tiny opening of the mouth. Like she's angry and she's only talking slightly. Okay, we can get rid of this one too. Her lips are smaller, remember, so we need to remove that. And she actually shouldn't move upright, I think. Her whole face should just stay in the same position. But her mouth can move. Can move to the right. She kind of looks angry. I think I like this. Maybe I'll do that though. Because she's kind of like, you know, just talking out of her small mouth. I kind of like this. I think I'm going to go with that. This is, she's going to warn you if you keep trying to go past her. She'll be like, you can't go over there. It's too dangerous. She'll be happy at first. There's nothing over. You're ambitious. Nothing be here. This is my last warning. So we're going to do talk. Actually, we can just copy this one. Actually, this is going to be after the kiss. So warn, talk, portrait talk, warn, talk. Okay. All right, we can use that obviously for other stuff too, but I think that's good. She do be looking angry. Okay. Now let's do the most angry version of her after she's stabbed in the eye. So let's grab this. And then we might as well, for reference, look at actually what we should do. Let's duplicate the warn talk and let's work with I don't know. I guess we can grab it if we need anything from it. We're gonna duplicate this. Portrait, talk, stab. We'll just recreate that. Okay. Then we have a stab talk somewhere. Motherly face. Stabbed. I want to see blood. Thomas is ready for blood. So we're going to do this, but we're doing a portrait version of it. So I already have it kind of sketched out. But we got to do this in the portrait version. Okay. So let's start by doing the, well, let's first, we probably want to put the mouth on another layer for this one as well. Thomas is ready to see blood and gore. There. And then I guess we can take this mouth too. Put it on this layer. We're not going to be using the mouth, but just to have it, we'll keep it there. Okay. And then our goal is to get this face here for her being pissed. So first let's start with the eyebrows. It's got to be something. We're going to get rid of it. This here. And her face should come into like a squint, basically. I guess we can do that, right? Let's just keep it at this for now. The eyebrow should be lower, I think. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, okay. Oh, we'll see. Okay, I want these eyes to be bigger. Okay, let's start getting the shank in too. I'll just leave it over here for now. And we'll draw it in. Trying to imagine like gripping something. It's got to be like big enough. But I don't want it to obscure her. Oh, I have the wrong eye. It should be this other eye here. Right? Yeah. So it's going to be like here. Because that's the right eye. Well, it's going to be flipped. It'll be the right eye. I'm pretty sure I have the right eye. It's confusing me right now, though. Okay. Let's do some guts on here. Just on the handle part like we have over here. Some blood. Because it's supposed to be like a rib bone. I want it to be more rib bone than guts, though. Okay. And then we can do... Should we do a separate layer for blood? I feel like we should. It's only going to make it easier if we need to change anything. Okay. So here she's got kind of blood everywhere. This whole eye should be basically covered in blood. I don't know if I like that blood fall. She's got blood like from her nose from the splatter. There. And it kind of drips down this, over this. I like that. Looks good. Maybe we can even drip some over here too. I can cover this up a little bit. This is technically behind her nose, so. I like this. This looks good. I can do something over here too. I'm sure her whole face is splattered. And then we can also do more blood on the shank itself. But it still should be visible that it was shanked. There really is no rhyme for me deciding why to use dark blood other than variation. Looks pretty good. And then we're gonna go to this eye here. This should be black. And then let's bring it out one more pixel. No. Just debating on the shape. I feel like the shape is fine, I guess. Should we move it inward? I'm gonna leave it. I like it. Okay. So now we can kind of shorten this mouth, I think. Should we thin it out again? I feel like thinning it is better. Because she's angry. She's pissed. Okay. And then we're still going to keep this for the teeth. So we have 3 frames, and they're basically just her yelling. Would it be better if this is just... this on the mouth layer, but I kind of like the eye thing sending to here, so we'll do that. Okay. So then we're gonna do the mouth. The mouth it is. So wait, this goes down and this goes forward. This goes up, forward. So we're gonna go up with our mouth. And then we're gonna go up with the whole thing afterwards. Well, let's get the mouth in here. And it's kind of rounded is what I got going on here. Should just be kind of randomized. Yeah, she's got like a... How big is this mouth? Can I just steal this one? Oh, dude. That is so big enough. What the hell am I doing? Just take that. Forgot the sprites are kind of the same size, so we're gonna move her face up like 2 pixels, I think. Everything up by 2 pixels. Let's go 1 to start. I feel like we're gonna have to do 2, but let's delete this. We don't need this anymore. Copy that. Oh, that's the big mouth. I messed up. Okay, let's get the small mouth first. I was like, man, this seems kind of big. Yeah, and this should be up and over here. Okay, and the whole face should be probably up and over again, right? Okay, I think I had the angry face a faster speed too. It's at 20 FPS. Let's do 20. Oh yeah, she's pissed. She's angry. Beautiful. I'm pretty content with that. Okay. Let's send it. That looks good. Okay, then we need to program that. Tree. Talk stabbed. These are kind of inconsistent here. Kiss, warn, talk, talk stabbed. This should probably be talk warned. Talk warn. Try 15 FPS. I can try it. 15 is better. I'll stick with that. Okay, we're doing 15. We're gonna change this. Talk warn. Talk warn. Talk warn. Talk warn. We don't have a program, so I'm not gonna worry about that. This can actually be talk warn as well. Talk warn. And this can be talk stabbed. This can also be talk stabbed. Oh wait. This, we actually need an angry talk. This can be warned for now. Double thumbs up. Thank you for the help. You're a game dev now. Gonna have to, you know, start. I'll just have to pay you in Steam trading cards, I guess. Yeah, we need an angry, but not a. Yeah, we need something in between warn and stabbed. If that makes sense. All right. I guess we can do that now. Why even wait? Talk angry. We're basically just gonna, she's gonna talk a little bit louder than normal. Oh, wait. Yeah, we're gonna mix these together because I want this mouth, but we're gonna change it. So angry, because I like these eyes. Let's just make her mad. Why does this look weird to me? What did I do for the stab one? I just brought him in. Yeah, bring this eye in. Yeah, I don't think it really matters. Okay. Then we're gonna do a mouth. Let's add that mouth layer again. Oh, it can be above. Let's remove this mouth. Let's grab that again. This should be up and over. Yeah. The mouth can be over one. Okay. And then we're going to edit the mouth. I want the mouth to be bigger. I don't want this thing here. It can be wide actually. She can even go up like that. Okay, and then we can do some kind of like spiked teeth and shit. Give her some gnarly where would be the entrance to the Christmas level? Honestly, that's got to be the first level if we're doing it. Fun Mall? Nah, dude, it's got to be. If I would have to do it, I mean, I do keep the seasonal levels there, but I feel like it'd have to be before the banana level because this is where everybody's at, right? So if I did a Christmas level, it'd probably be in between these. Because then you get back, it's Christmas, and that's the first level you play, assuming that you've beaten all this other crap. Then it would be Christmas. I should do a Christmas level. I do like your idea for that. Or I should say, I like the idea of doing a Christmas level. I'm not sure I would do the throwing presents thing. There would be some presents involved, but I'm not sure what I would do yet. I'll have to think about it more. This one can also be the 15 frames per second. Maybe that's too fast. 10 frames. That's a little better. Maybe the mouth can be over 1. There we go. I think that'll work. Okay. All right. So this needs to be angry then. Angry. What about survival mode? That idea is interesting, but I'm not sure about that. I like the idea of doing some kind of timed level, but I don't know what I want to do yet. I also was considering a Minecraft level at some point. Some kind of actual survival, rather than just a timer. But I'm not sure. Like I said, I got 70 levels of ideas to finish first, so... And I keep adding. Maybe I'll do it as a reward for completing more stuff. That's kind of how I've been doing it. I've been trying to do it like, okay, you can create new ideas if you finish old ones. So I got a couple more levels I need to sound up, but we'll be on that track. Survival is a fun idea. I remember playing this game in my childhood that was like, it was like a survival game, basically. You were on an island, and the only thing that happened is a bunch of stuff would fall down, and you have to avoid it, but it was like super fun. It was like a free random game. I'm sure I have it on some hard drive somewhere, but yeah, I'll have to look for it. Treat anger. Oh, warn. Talk stab. Oh wait, this is talk stabbed. Angry, warn, kiss, talk. Okay. Stabbed. Talk, stab, talk angry, talk warn, talk warn. Okay. I think we're good. What are you going to school for, Thomas? You gonna be a game dev? You gonna throw your hat in the ring? Okay. So now we need to... We need a variable here. Carcass touched. Equals false. Because if the carcass is touched by the player, then we need to edit. Okay, so this is the phase. If instance exists, obj modulate face. It was true. Carcass touched. Yeah, because then she's going to be like, what do you think you're doing with that? Yeah. And then we need a ribbed pulled, I guess. And then we gotta do the same thing. This is with the player. Rib pulled equals true. I guess we can just set the dialogue from here. I mean, that makes the most sense. Yeah, we should probably do that. That way I don't have to worry about it running multiple times. False. And then we're just gonna within. Oh, actually. What am I doing? With J motherly face. Okay. Rib pulled equals false. I'm gonna set equal to true. Okay, so this is kind of what we're working with here. And this one's gonna be carcass touched. And then we're gonna run the dialogue code in there. So for the motherly face, let's grab the dialogue code, which is going to be this here. And we're just going to run it. Just going to straight up run it. Okay. Oh, then we need to set her sprite index something. SPR. I guess we're just going to do motherly face talk for now. But I will need to change that to something better later. Because I'm going to need to do like talk animation or something. Okay, so this one's going to be motherly tree. Warning 1. Alright. And we're going to do this again. Down here. 2. Alright. Okay. And then I'm studying general education school that provides secondary education with school leaving certificate high school. Got it, got it. Do you know what you're going to do for secondary education? Is there anything you're interested in? Going to be like an astrophysicist or something? Yeah, that was yeah, because I know in Europe and areas like that, they do you get like a certificate or something, right? You're like gen eds, general education, and then I mean, it's kind of similar to here, basically. We have high school and college, but I think you have it a little bit different over there. I don't know exactly what the difference is off the top of my head, though. Yeah, okay. Not yet. Law, maybe. Interesting. Law. What do you like about law? Oh, I'm not setting the sprite index to these. Got it. We gotta do that. Mistakes were made. I was like, why isn't the tree talking? Should be yapping, but not yapping like I thought. Okay, so hug, face talk. Oh no, wait, she already has a thing. Yeah. She does the kissing. Right? Yeah, we don't need this. Doesn't she go into a kiss? Yeah, it goes to phase 3 and then she does a kiss. Okay. Then this one, I guess we need to do a talk, right? And then this one we need to talk. Okay. Let's make sure those work. Law. Gonna be a lawman, a lawyer. Oh, she doesn't talk on the second one. Why doesn't she talk on the second one? It's because if instances exist created equals talk. Else if instances equals created and then with created. Yeah, give me 1 second. Other with other. If sprite index equals face index equals SPR motherly talk face talk. Okay, hold on. So if draw character does not equal test length of the page and does not equal 0, then it should talk. Yeah, the banana level. This is one of the new levels. As with every jump off the bridge level, the goal is to jump off the bridge. I wanted a simple level. Like, my thought was, like, after 2 years of, more than 2.5 years of not having an update, it would be funny to just have a silly, non-serious level. And so I came up with this one. Okay, I messed up. We gotta do it again. I figured it'd be a good way to get people back into the silliness of jump off the bridge. And it has just enough RNG to be strange and interesting. Gotta be good, though. Let's try this again. Okay, we made it. Easy. That is the banana level. That one is done. I have it sounded up, but I'm just not playing the game with sound right now. But it do have sound. Okay. Let's close this and make sure she talks during the next phase. That was the banana level. Making progress, man. 2 hours of this level. Okay. Kisses. Talks. Perfect. Yep, she says it twice. Alright, then. And then we gotta stab her. Dude, we're so close to the stab. Flying buffaloes is a good idea. Thank you, I appreciate it. I was actually reminded, like, they're kind of like my mascot for the game. So I have other buffalo ideas as well. But I was like, I can't do an update without having more buffaloes. I need to use them as much as possible in creative ways. Awesome. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. Like I said, I will drop whatever I have on Christmas, so whatever's done. Obviously, we got a couple months in between now and then, but currently we have 4 levels done. Yeah, 4 levels done. And then the purple ones just need sound. And then I have, obviously, I showed you the other levels during other streams, but I'm going to try to get as much as I can done. We'll see. It should be fun, though. And then I got to add achievements and do the Steam stuff and try to do all my other list of to-do tasks. And then the Steam trading cards, I'm not going to forget that. There's a bunch of other stuff to do, too, so. I figure even if I end up with, like, I don't know, 5 to 10 levels, it'll still be amazing, because it's been a long time for an update, so I think people will just enjoy anything at this point. And I will feel accomplished getting anything done at this point, so. After so long. Okay. Maybe she should drop the carcass. Yeah. What is the star for? Are you talking about the star in the top right over here? All the star does is it denotes, so like, how do I show this? I can show you, I guess. Give me a second. Oh, that's not what I want. Get out of here, buddy. So let's close the game. And then let's okay. I think I did it right. We'll see. Let me boot it up. Yeah. Okay, so like when the new version comes out, there will be levels that are locked, obviously, because you haven't gotten to them yet. And you'll be able to earn keys, which are those white things in the top right. If you look in the top, if you look over here, I think you can see me moving my mouse, right? Yeah, so on the top right, you're going to be able to earn like secret keys. So theoretically, all these levels will be... I messed up. Theoretically, all these levels will be locked. So I have a system in here that determines that if you wanted to, so like obviously you could just beat the previous level to then get to this level, but if you wanted to just get to this level at any cost, at the cost of a key, then you could unlock the level. So you can choose to unlock it with a key. And then you unlock it with a key, it opens, and then you have access to that level now. And the star determines whether or not you complete a level, because you can unlock every level, but you'll still have a white star there. But if you actually beat a level, then you'll get the finished star, which is the dancing star. Because I wanted a denotion to check whether players actually beat the level and whether they just unlocked it, because you're going to have keys that you can, unlock levels with. So it's mainly like so people that are stuck on a particular level, they don't feel, they're not permanently stuck there. They could theoretically go do something else. They could go look for a key. They could try to earn a key. I'll probably have some sort of way to buy a key in the casino or something. I was going to make it possible to earn it from a slot machine, just so there's like other ways for people to get to levels. Because I want the game to be difficult, and I care about, people specifically getting rewarded for beating every level. I want to have like rewards for that, for how many stars you collect, but I don't want the difficulty of the game to prevent people from even seeing the rest of the game, because I obviously put a lot of work in all these levels. So if somebody wants to take time to go to an alternate route to get to something, I want to be able to like allow them to at least see the rest of the game, even if, and let's say there's just like a level that they dexterity wise can't handle. That's fine. I would rather them to be able to see the rest of the game, accessibility wise. So that is that system explained in the short. Long explanation, but that's what it is. Can we, does this last 90? It does. Maybe we can make it last longer. One more second for that. And then we're pretty close to doing stab. I think I want to do the stab. And then I have some blood effects to do for the carcass bouncing. I might do that next too. I don't know. We'll see. She should drop the carcass after the... after this thing here. After rib pulled. So we have drop code equals false, or rib pulled equals true. Oh, actually, no. The drop code can say false if this equals this. Else, if rib pulled equals true, then we want to drop this code. I'm just going to copy and paste the same stuff. She should go to phase 6. Let's try that. We're should probably do a push here. Oh, this should be the push warn. Yeah, okay. We got some stuff to do. Because theoretically, like, you have to imagine, obviously I'm designing this level from the perspective of I know exactly what I want the player to do to complete it. But you got to put your mind in the space of the player. Like, they're not going to know that you can grab the carcass and do anything with it. So if they just keep trying to walk past her, I have to account for that. Perfect. Okay. So bone shank should probably be like on the highest layer, frankly. Bullets. Okay. And then we're gonna do the stab. Ugly face. So we gotta do code here. If HP equals 3, stab equals true. Because this is going to set the stab in motion. Stab equals false. Okay, and then we can do everything from there. We gotta do blood effect. Gotta have blood. Needs to be plenty of blood. She's gotta be angry. So we can do her talk animation as well. So let's take the talk animation. Put that code down here. So we'll do blood. We'll do talk first. Motherly tree, what is it? Oh, sorry, we need to do, yeah, this is stabbed, but we're going to have like a wrestle as well. So we got to do that. But let's program the stabbed first, and then we can do the wrestle after. So stabbed. Okay. And then we can time this one. 90. Her text speed for this can actually be faster, because that makes sense. You're angry, you talk faster. Straightforward. Dialogue, blood effects, stabbed. And then what we got to do is we got to set the index of the face to SPR motherly face stabbed. There it is down there. And she's like yapping here. Let's do stabbed stand. Oh, actually, this should just be stabbed talk. And this should just be stabbed. I kind of want like a, let's copy this mouth. Is that a separate mouth? Oh, no, it's not. It's just on a different layer. Let's copy this too. She needs like a gritting her teeth type of thing, you know? Like, she's, yeah, like that. That looks good. We can even move it like this. Oh, maybe that's fine. And then maybe she's just grinding her teeth because she's pissed off, like she's in pain. Should I go even farther over here? Does that look weird? I kind of like it. Maybe she should just be full tilted though. I could probably slow it down. Maybe it's too far movement wise. I feel like it actually has to be backwards though. Yeah. I'm fine with that. We can keep that for there for now. Okay. Then face stabbed. We're gonna do talk for this because she's gonna be yapping. And let's go to the talk code and check it. So we're gonna do if other dots, right? Index equals SPR mother. Oh, actually, stab equals true. Hello, welcome P4U loop. If you have another name you'd like me to call you by, I'm probably going to call you P4 or loop for short. I like loop. I'm currently working on my game Jump Off the Bridge. So it is on Steam. You can get it on there. And basically the whole purpose of the game is to jump off the bridge. It's pretty simple. I've been working on an update for a couple years now. So the stuff you'll see in this version is going to be different from the stuff you'll see in other versions. But it's a pretty simple game, but it gets much more complex over time. So these are when the buffaloes come in. I'm obviously making it look really easy, but it does get much more difficult. Okay, so that's kind of like the gist of the game. But obviously I've been working on a lot of levels since then. So I'll show you some of the crazier ones. Here's one where I took that MC Usher painting and tried to do something with that. Obviously it's very confusing. Here is one of the first bosses you encounter. It's the dragon. There's obviously a, well, I have a couple hard mode levels. I made a hard mode version of the dragon as well. It is not free. I think it's, it'll go on sale in winter though. So if you wanted to wait because you wanted a budget, you can do that. But it's not free. I think it's $8, but it depends on your region. Because if you're in a different country, it can be cheaper. Yeah, this is a hard mode version of the dragon. Much more difficult. And then, yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of weird levels. It's very crazy. It gets pretty wild. Southeast Asia, Philippines. I don't know what the price will be off the top of my head, but it might be cheaper in your region. So, man, that's a far way away from here. What's it like living there? I live in Michigan, in America, the USA, so it's a lot different for me, I imagine. Actually, I don't know. It could be similar in some ways. This is a level you have to play golf in order to jump off the bridge. Pretty gimmicky. Overall, my goal is to create a game that just doesn't have the same stuff every single time. I really don't like asset flips. I don't like game dev stuff that's like lazy. So, too hot. Just 2 seasons of rain and summer. Yeah, here we have all the seasons. It's kind of cold in Michigan because it's more northern. But there is also, we have a dedicated season for road work and construction. Because Michigan is kind of like a car creation area. They make a lot of cars here, and they ship a lot of stuff. So we have these big semi trucks that beat up the road, and then obviously the weather, the contracting of the temperature affecting the roads ends up cracking everything. So we're constantly in a state of, oh, it's summer, but it's also, you know, on top of it being summer, we have to deal with the road work and construction. So it's pretty funny. So definitely if you're an angry driver, you don't want to be in Michigan. That's for sure. That is not what you want to do. Too hot though. I bet the food's good though. You guys can grow like fruit trees and stuff, right? It's a cool idea. Each level is different. Yeah, I wanted something interesting, you know, because we have all these games where they sort of just recolor the same enemy over and over again, and I really don't like that. I think it's boring. So I want to do something interesting. And so I made something interesting. That was my goal. And then I spent like a couple years, like I said, I've been working on a big update. So all the levels that are in red, that's what I'm working on. Yeah, just a lot of fruits and vegetables. That sounds awesome, honestly. But I have all this stuff in red. I'm like kind of a procrastinator, and I start a lot more things than I finish. So it's like playing Mario, then another game. Yeah, basically. It's like each level you're like, oh, I'm playing Mario, but then something else on top of that. For example, this one's like kind of like Jump King. I'm sure you've seen that before. The basic premise is that you got to work your way up slowly. And escalate your way back. Yeah, very nostalgic, yeah. I played a lot of, I actually grew up with a lot of arcade machines in my basement. My dad was like a collector of them. So I played a lot of these old games. I did have an NES and I had Mario, but I played more like TurboGrafx. I think it's called the PC Engine in Japan. I played a lot of that. We had that console. We had more games for it. So I grew up with all this like retro stuff. And then eventually I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go game dev route. And then I made this game and I've been working on it for 5-6 years now. It released in 2019, but I obviously was working on it before then. So, yeah, and if you want to see the progression, this is what the game looked like 3 days after 3 days of work. It was just a simple concept. It was just jump off the bridge, obviously lower frame rate because I didn't know what I was doing. But it was a simple thing. You had to dodge these pelicans that would pick you up. And you just had to jump off the bridge. Pretty simple. But everything tries to prevent you from doing that. And then for my update, I was making a throwback level to this level. So this is what the original game looked like. And then I have a throwback in the new version that I'm working on. Yeah, it is a nice 5 years. I did pretty good. I'm happy with myself. You can definitely see the improvement in my coding, my spriting, and all of that. So, yes, that is jump off the bridge. But currently, we're working on this tree. This is the latest level I'm trying to wrestle out from my psyche. But we were working on the stab. So if stabbed equals true. Are you into game dev stuff, Luke? Is that why you're in software and game development? You gonna make your own Mario? What's up? Give me the lowdown. Tell me everything. I sat here yapping for 10 minutes about this game. Let's hear you. Tell me about yourself. Stab equals true. This game is very spontaneous. Imagine you master one level, then you got shot because it's a different game. Yeah, it's basically like that. You go through and you're like, oh man, I finally mastered this level. And you get to the next one, you're like, what am I even doing? What's happening? This is awful. Actually, I think I can just do with other here to make it easier. So contextually, I'm there. So let's just... I'm just an information officer and a support officer. I actually don't know what that is. What does that job entail? What do you gather information for? Is it like a communication type thing for the government or something? Stabbed equals true. Okay, so if stabbed equals true, we're going to equal face stabbed. Okay. We also can make it perpetually bleed. Information technology support in company. Gotcha. So you're in a company and then you give information for people, or you collect information, or you support people with information. Okay, got it. Do you like your job? Sounds like you work with computers. We're going to do the same thing for this as well. So with other... Yeah. Helping people use a computer. Gotcha. Yeah, so you have to deal with the calls of like, hey, man, you got to turn on and off your computer again. Oh, Microsoft products. Okay, so then you're well-versed in all of the OneNote, the Excel, the database, all that stuff. I got you. That makes sense. If talking, but not at end of dialogue. If text exists. If Xbox doesn't exist and still talking. Okay. All right, so what do we have here? We have with other. So this is if talking but not end of dialogue. If instance created. Yeah. My previous job as a programmer. Interesting. What did you program? And what language did you use? I'm using GameMaker, so it uses GameMaker language, which is kind of like a really simple version of C++. It's like a derivative of it or something. I don't know. I am not the best programmer. I'm more of an artist, I would say, than a programmer. But I figure it out as I go, so. Let's see here. Visual Basic and .NET. Okay, gotcha. Interesting. Do you like programming? Are you considering making a game? Is that why you're in software and game development? Gonna diversify your income? I'm sure IT makes good money in Philippines as well. That'd be my guess anyways. I don't know. Typical system of company sales, purchasing, and accounting. Okay, gotcha. Makes sense. I can, yeah, just even from saying Visual Basic and .NET, that makes sense. Exactly what you're doing. Yeah, I was a golf course manager, and then I went to my community college, and I was like, yo, man, my parents were forcing me to get a degree, but I was like, okay, well, the only thing I've ever had interest in is games, so I'm going to do that. Actually, my interest is consistent, at least. I think I have a picture of it somewhere. I swear I had it on my desktop. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah. At least you enjoy now. Oh yeah, I do. It's great. Yeah, so this is me in 5th grade. You had to decide what thing you wanted to do. And you know what? My childhood self knew exactly what I wanted to do. I'm gonna make video games. That's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, that's a throwback pick. 5th grade. Yeah, how long would that have been? It's got to be like a decade. I'm 28 now. So yeah, I was very young. But yeah, I do this. It's like my primary gig. And then on the side, I do like maintenance work because we rent a studio, my girlfriend and I. So childhood photo is a time teller. It is. Yeah, you can see my weathered face. All my age. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, so I was forced to get a degree, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I might as well get a degree in game design, because I had made some games with buddies when I was in high school. Yeah, with my buddies, we made a game. I did the art for it. God, can I make this bigger? Why is this so damn tiny? Oh my goodness. I think it's like F. There we go. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me try it again. What were we thinking, dude? Yeah, we made this in 2012 with Game Maker, but I did the art, and it was a pretty simple game. Let's use this. He's just basically like kill sheep, and then you have to descend while this fire falls down on you. Since then your design is consistent. Yeah, some of the stuff is more consistent. I didn't think I could actually learn how to program. So once I learned how to program, I was like, oh man, this is much easier than I thought. Especially with Game Maker. Game Maker makes it much more easier. But yeah, we programmed this little game. It's pretty good. You have to worry about food, your health. The sheep don't seem to work. Oh man, look at, we got ourselves in a dead end. Terrible game design. But yeah, that's basically that. I made some other terrible games. If you want to see my first game, we can talk about it. It's pretty bad. What is the name of the application? So the application I'm using is Game Maker. Yeah, Game Maker. You can get it on Steam. It has two types of. I'm using the beta version because I wanted to use the new feature, but they have like a more stable version on Steam. It's free, but if you want to release a game commercially, you have to pay like a licensing fee to do that, depending on, I think, what you wanted to do. Because you have to pay a higher licensing fee if you wanted to port it to console, but if you're just looking for the executable file, then all you have to do is pay the $100 for the commercial, I believe. So they got rid of the subscription model. I believe it's free. You'll have to check into that. But yeah, it's Game Maker, and they have two types. Whenever you make a project, you can decide whether you want to do drag and drop, which is like they have all these blocks of code, sort of like Scratch if you've ever seen it, and you just drag and drop. Or you can do the code like I'm doing here, where you actually use GML to program stuff. So, works pretty good. It's worked for me. I like it. I never was much of a fan of the Unity UI, but I know I want to do something 3D, but I'll probably use Godot or something like that in the future. But yeah, here I'll type... it should be under Game Maker Studio is what it's under. But yeah, that's basically that. I can answer any questions you have. I have only released one game, but I've been working on it for 5 years, so hopefully I have some useful information for you. So let's see, what was I doing here? We're checking if this is stabbed. So if talking, but not... Or sorry, this should be if not talking. I will try it. Very interesting. Yeah, it's pretty easy to make a game. Game Maker specifically is pretty much only good for two-dimensional games, though. So if you want to go into 3D, I recommend trying something else. Do not try to do a 3D game in Game Maker. It's a challenge. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate it. Appreciate the link. But yeah, you can just open it up and start coding away. It's really easy. I would, if I was going to recommend anybody to start, just start go to a tutorial on YouTube, copy their code, and then just start tinkering with it. You'll figure it out. You're a programmer, so it'll be even easier for you. It's not very difficult. Sprite index equals monthly face. And like I said, I'm not much of a programmer. I just had to learn over the course of time to do it, so. I haven't even looked at a math book in years. Stabbed equals true. What are we trying to do here? If not talking, but not at the end of the dialogue. Make sure you're talking. This is for multi-text boxes. Okay, so it's going to be if spread index equals that. Well, yeah. Else if index equals SPR motherly face stabbed. You should focus now. Thanks for your time and thank you for sharing your passion. Good night. More power to you. Thank you. Appreciate you coming out here to ask questions. I always like dialogue, so have a good night. Hopefully we'll see you again. Take it easy. And I can answer any other questions you have. You can also join my Discord and DM me if you want anything specific answered. I can also send you like PDFs for learning, depending on if that helps you. So just let me know. All right, then we're going to do x equals. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, Loop. Have a good night. Face stab talk. Okay, I think that's good. Face stab talk. Okay, I think that does that. And then if instance is not created. Okay, let's yeah, because we're in. Okay, got it. If stabbed equals true. Well, does that matter? We can just do the reverse of this, honestly. What am I even doing? We don't need this. So this is if talk, then go to face. And this is if stabbed, go to talk. Well, if talk, go to stabbed. Okay. We're good. I think that'll work. So do we have it setting to stabbed as true? Got it. Stab talk. Then we can do blood. Stabbed. We'll see if that works. More power to your brother. I like that. And then we need to do a wrestle. But let's see if this works first. Actually, if I just stab her straight up, oh, it does not work. Object text box. Well, obviously the offset doesn't exist because I destroyed the text box. Where, this is difficult. Where is that error coming from, though? It says it's in the draw, but that's not it. It's got to be somewhere else. Let's try that again. Yeah, where could that be? I honestly don't know. Is it in the carcass? No, it shouldn't be in the car. Oh, no, it shouldn't. The carcass doesn't exist here. Draw event. Offset. I mean, we can go to that code, but I don't think that's the problem. This is line 415. 15. What is even happening here? Text offset. I don't see that happening, my brother. Something is calling text offset. Well, it ain't happening here. Created by. Let's do another test. Let's go to the face. Is it just this line of dialogue here that is causing this problem? Or is it something else? I'm wondering if it's the creating of that dialogue that's causing the issue. Let us see. It is. Sweet, we're getting there. So there's something wrong with that code. Instance create. Destroy it. Is it the creation of it, or is it the destruction of the old text box? Motherly Tree Talk Stab. Do I even have that? Motherly Tree Talk Stab. I do. Oh. It's Motherly. I figured it out. That's my bad. It's Motherly Tree Stabbed. There is no Motherly Tree Talk Stabbed. Got it. Okay. We should probably do blood. I need to see some blood flying across the screen here. We have multiple locations of blood to use. Oh wait, the first letter is not shaking. So it does start at 0. Yeah, okay, then we gotta set the rest of these variables to something. So yeah, so what do we need here? We need hugged equals true, fed to equals true, clothed equals true, drop coat to equals true. Okay. So hugged equals true, clothed, well, fed equals true, clothed equals true. What the hell else did I have? Hugged, fed, clothed, drop coat. We're pulled, we can leave to false. And then this should just immediately set her into phase 6. Yeah, phase 6. Equals 6. Okay, let's see if that works, and then we can do blood. Mucho blood. Search, let's grab up my Create particle script. We did it for the slots. Let's use it again. Okay. Alright. Add some blood, and then we can program that in a second. Let's make sure our tree works. Alright, so if somehow you had a weapon. Okay. Okay, she's angry. And then her phase is 6, so she doesn't do anything else. Okay, so this is where the battle starts. So let's try it from the top. Assuming there's no rib to pull. You hug her. You get well fed. She gives you a coat. We pull this rib. We shank her in the eye. Perfect. Okay, the phases are kind of getting there. Actually, maybe her defaults needs to be the same. Stabbed, grit. So for this, we're going to do an after talk sprite, which means after she's done talking, we have an after sprite. Stabbed, grit. It's well made. Thank you. I appreciate that, Thomas. Grit. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for that quality, baby. So she has a grit, and then we're going to do grit, stabbed. And we're going to take this mouth and probably just use it. Okay. Stab, talk, grit. What is the... Oh, she just moves her mouth, right? Yeah, okay. Let's get rid of these. And then let's get rid of the mouth. Because she's going to go from this. Maybe up one. To this. She's going to be wincing. Angry. Okay, perfect. Okay. I'm picturing like the moving the bottom of the jaw back and forth. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay. So let's do blood now. Now that that's good. We got blood. Let's do a bunch. Probably like 40 to 60. Okay, player blood. Blood. What is this? The rotate speed? Bullets. Alright, yeah, we gotta figure out the right X for this. Okay, so let's look at her stabbed face. Oh, that's pretty easy. It's gonna be like 3 pixels to the left. Actually like 2 pixels to the left. So X minus 2. And the shift is going to be 2 to 3. I want it kind of concentrated, so let's just do a small range. And the Y is going to be a shift of 1 to 1. And this is the H speed, right? It's going to be... I'm trying to imagine this in my head. We only want it going to the left. So it should only be like negative 10 to like negative 6. Because it's going to be streaming out of her eye. And then for the V speed, we want like... Honestly, it could be anything from like negative 8 to like negative 4. I want the stream to kind of be consistent, but have a little bit of spread. Maybe I should do 5. Let's lower that range. All right, let's see how that looks. We will see. And then we can do the blood for the carcass as well. She's really coming together. A lot of sprites, random programming. We're getting there, though. And then we gotta do the fight, which I have some ideas for. But if I get this mostly good, I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's just see what the blood looks like. Okay, that's not... I don't want just one steady, immediate stream. That's terrible. That's really bad. It needs to, like, constantly bleed. Yeah, what are we gonna do here? Let's do an alarm, actually. Yeah, it does not look good. We gotta fix that. Alright, alarm 0 equals I random range. We're gonna do, I don't know, like 1 to 5? We'll see how that looks. Okay. It needs to be a stream. It can't just be all at once. Dripping blood from roots with missing heart. Yeah, I'm going to do some kind of thing with the roots too. We need some kind of blood down there. I might have to figure out what I want to do with that. I should do some sort of decayed root as well. But I might save that for a later time. Because I got to cut off the roots and then make that a separate object. And that's more work. I'll do that later. Which I'm fine with doing. I just got to... I'm trying to get this in. But blood is good. The more blood, the better. Alright. How do we want to do this? So what we need is we need like a stab blood number. Let's make it like something like 200. Yeah, that's what we got to do. We need a big number. So we will have a blood effect. We'll make it like 10 to 20. You know, some blood. And then let's lower this. This is too strong. Maybe like 5 to like 3. And then like 6 to like 4. Okay. And then if stab equals true and stab, what did I call it? Blood is greater than 0. And we're going to do more is what I want to do. It needs to be like over the frames, you know, like pouring out. So we're going to do anything from like 1 to like 4. Maybe let's do 2 to 4. 2 to 5. Okay. And it's going to create blood. Pretty much, we're going to spurt it a little bit higher, I think. Let's do 7. And let's do 6 for this. And a lower range for that. And then we're going to do, every time this repeats, stab blood is going to minus. Okay. Blood squirting out of the stab wound. I think this will work. I'm optimistic. Alright, you stab her. Yeah, okay. Oh, but we need to set the alarm to true. Else, if alarm 0 is less than or equal to 0, alarm equals 1. Now let's make sure that this here is the same for this. Oh, we didn't even make it. Okay, let's do that then. What am I looking at? Here. Copy blood effect. Okay. Okay. Let's try this again. I might want it like y minus 1. Or maybe y minus 3 minus 1. We'll see. I will decide. That's not what I wanted. Blood looks good, though. Probably... Yeah, okay, I mean... Oh, I did it too high. 1 to 4. Okay. Yeah, not what we're aiming for. Not what we're aiming for. Less than or equal to 0. Then I'll arm. Okay. Let's try this again. We're getting close. I can feel it. We can probably drip less, honestly, with the bleeding eye. It can be like a much weaker stream. Probably even like 3 to 1, and then like 4 to 1. Let's recompile that. Because I want it to be like a bunch of blood, and then like a lower amount of blood after. Okay. That looks great, dude. Okay, we need to change the position of the blood spawn, but it looks pretty good. Yeah, thumbs up. The blood spawn needs to be a pixel to the left and a pixel up. And I actually kind of like more variation for this. So let's do like 6. Can we do 0? Because sometimes it would be cool to not have any blood. Okay, then we gotta change all these. So this needs to be -3, and this needs to be -1. And we gotta do this one, -3, -1, and then we gotta do this one, -3, -1, because we're going up into the left a little bit. I think that'll give it a better angle. And actually, now that I think about it, let's do this like 300. Because I'm fine with more blood coming out when the eye is initially stabbed. And we wait. We hope the Game Maker gods give us good tidings. And see if this all comes together. Boom. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Good. And then, yeah, it's much smaller. Spurting almost. That's pretty good. Okay. I'm a fan. And then we gotta actually add some kind of hurt whenever she gets hit. Gotta be something like that. Okay, so from the top, come here, give her a hug. Push her. Get pushed again. Wear this. And this is where we pull the rib out. We need an angry warn. And then, yeah, perfect. Dude, this is so good. I'm actually super happy with this. There's some tweaking to do. Death animation. Yeah, we need a death. She needs to, like, shrivel up and die. We need a lot of stuff. But we're getting there. We're getting closer. Because now, once this happens, this enters the boss fight. So we need to program the boss fight. So you have things that you actually got to deal with. And then, yeah. This is pretty good, though. I'm happy with this. We at least got the intro down. Man, you wanna go back? Here, let's go back in the past for a moment here. I know, it is so good. It is so good. We gotta go back in the past. Just to remember where we came from, right? So we got the dragon level. For comparison, we have the dragon. Okay? There's like 4 objects. I added this later. This original barrel was never here. So we just have something that gives you spears, right? So this is like one of the first, I think this is the first boss fight in the game. So we have a single fireball that there's 2 paths. It follows either of those paths. There might be a third one. There might be a third path. I don't remember. Let's say there's 3 paths, okay? The fireball just goes to it. And then you have a single object. You got to pick it up. And then you just got to kill the dragon with the object. Yeah, your favorite level. Perfect. This is the first thing you come across. This dragon, right? It's like where you in the game, you're like, oh, this game has more than I thought to it. This is like that level. Because you're like, oh, there's like a boss here. He's got like a single 2-frame animation where he just lunges forward. There's barely any animation. And then you attack him and he's done. And then if you want the extra fun, you can put his head on a stick. You're gonna get these hearts down if you want to. You know, it's a pretty tame level. There's not a ton going on here. There's some glitches with the blood, I guess, that I've never fixed, and you know what? They're kind of fine. But yeah, so you can do that, and then that's it, right? There's like a couple images. Versus, and here, let's look at it too, because I just want to compare. Like, this is years ago I made this dragon, right? These are the sprites. There's like a handful of them. I'm not even going to count the barrels because it's not even a part of it, barely. And I didn't even add the spearman. I probably should have added the spearman. Why isn't he in here? I'll add him. He looks pretty good. But anyways, yeah, the head you didn't know. It's a secret. It's an Easter egg. Yeah, there's a lot of weird Easter eggs that you probably haven't found. But that's one of them. So yeah, there's like 10 sprites for this. And then this tree, by comparison, has everything updated. It's got like probably like 30 sprites. It affects the player. It has dialogue. It has animations. And then we haven't even got to the boss fight yet. We haven't even got there. I'm excited for it, but we haven't even got there. It's just all prelude to the fight. It's amazing. I'm super happy with it so far. Octopus. Is that what that is? Squid. That's glorious, actually. Beautiful. I'm pretty happy with this. So that is 3 hours of work. That's looking pretty good. Man. Ugh. Just need to enjoy my animation. Give me a minute. All this hard labor. Okay, we still got to do a struggle. There's got to be a struggle. And then she's got to get angry. Yeah, we got plenty of other stuff to do. We're still technically not at the fight. We're close. Then we can do the dead roots as well. Plenty of good ideas to go around. Let's see, do I want to do the roots next? That might be the next easiest thing. Yeah, let's do the roots. I'll do the roots. We'll draw some decayed roots. So what do we got to do for this? We actually got something weird going on here. We're going to need these roots, my guy. Okay. I feel like I want to take like this. It's not going to let me just take that, is it? Have an idea. If you get too close after you attack her, she will tear you in 2 parts. That's a good idea, dude. I actually have a struggle. I'll keep that in mind, but I have a struggle that I'm going to do. Like, you're going to wrestle with her, because I don't want the player to just be able to throw the thing. Like, they should have to wrestle her. So I'll get to it, and then we can do some kind of... I want to do something where she eats you. So maybe we'll do the tear in half thing. I don't know. The tear in half is a great idea, though. I gotta write that down, actually. Let's put it in the motherly face. Yeah, dude, the tear in half would be pretty funny. I'll keep that in mind. She should try to eat you after you piss her off. I guess in the struggle repercussion, tear in half. That's a good idea. I'll keep that in mind. Okay. And then we're going back to this tree here. Okay, I want to cut that. Okay. Okay. Roots attack phase. Yeah, it could be a root attack phase as well. You're talking like when she's attacking, potentially cutting you in pieces. Okay, so we can turn off the roots here. Okay, and we have the roots. So let's turn them off. And then we'll make them a sprite. Lovely tree roots. Make it big. Let's add them in here. And then we can, well, we'll wait till we get done. All right, so we kind of got to keep them in the same general location. But we can do some fun. This is not the first tree boss, I think. Technically, so the other one isn't necessarily a boss. It's kind of just like a long level. But yeah, this isn't the first big like tree enemy, because for the DJ level, yeah, the apple tree. Where is the apple tree? I don't remember what the image looks like. It's in here. Is it just an... Oh, it's an apple. That's what it is. Yeah, technically not the first tree thing. But this boss doesn't kill you, so... It just causes problems. So we'll figure that out. And I need to amend this level because I don't like it totally yet. I don't like how difficult it is to feed these seagulls down here. So I'm going to have to edit their code. The rest of the level works pretty good. But I got to figure that out. Yeah, okay. So we're doing the roots is what we're doing. How do I want to do this? I feel like they should kind of wither. So maybe I can just draw over top of them. Yeah, that's what I should do. Oh, actually, I should do it a separate layer. Let's be smart about this. Then we'll make her like decay. Maybe this shouldn't go that far. And we need some sort of like, it should change slightly, but there needs to be like a shriveling. That's kind of what like decay looks like to me, is like shriveling of the roots. They sort of like curve inward like a bug as they dry out and die. So there should be a lot of curling. And then just these like frayed ends of like dryness. Okay, and then we can do some kind of like rot, where it's like, and kind of dither these pixels to make it look like it's climbing higher. This needs more holes in it. Okay. It's looking pretty good. Okay, then we need to remove this part of it. And then here, let's okay, that's looking pretty good. Kind of looks like a progressive state of decay is what we're looking for here. And then we can get rid of this stuff down here as soon as I'm happy with the decay. Oh, this is on the wrong layer. Okay. Looks pretty good. Let's add some thickness in some of these areas. This has a lot more thickness, so let's try to bolster that a bit. And then we can extend this a little bit. This proverbial rot. Okay, it looks good. Let's add some more errant pixels around here. Sweet, and then let's diversify the color by adding some, actually I don't like that, it's too dark. Let's do 15. Just a subtle rotting difference here. Something slight. Okay. Just kind of feeling it out. Just to give something a little bit more to work with here. Looks pretty good. I want this right side to be darker though. Because if you think about it, the tree root is like technically three-dimensional. I'm not really adhering totally to that, but you can see with the tree, the right side of most of this, I'm keeping like a darker tone. I want to keep that persistent in this rot. but with the variation of the tree. Okay, it's looking pretty good. All right, that's one. Yeah, I'll just leave it. I like it. Looks fine. Okay. So rinse and repeat 2 more times. So now we're going to do this again, except the other heart is here, and the third heart is here, right? Monthly. Oh. Oh. We don't need this anymore. We're going to do a wagging animation for that, so we can leave that there. I need to look at the tree again. Just to make sure where the hearts are. Yeah, okay, so it's these 3 here. Got it. Okay. So yes, this is the next one. So let's start with the lighter color first. Okay, then we're just going to try to bring everything inward and make it look rotting. We can add some thickness for these. Keep this sort of side glance here. Okay, and even this we can kill off. Maybe like that. And then this can progress more. Can actually reduce some of the size even. Because the thinner branches are going to like wither more. But obviously, you know, if you have a dried, dead piece of wood, it's still going to be mass-wise the same size. Generally. You can even keep in some of this other colors for that progressive effect. I want it to encroach over to here too. Okay. All right. I think this is good. All right, then we're going to add the dark color. Trying to keep it on this side. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be interesting visually. A little bit of randomness. Let's remove some of this background. This background noise. I'm going to keep a little bit of it, but I'm going to remove some of it. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Let's get some darkness over here. And then we can also do this dithering effect again to make it show some encroaching. All it really is, it's just like a checkerboard pattern to sort of keep it looking like it's moving. Sort of blending between. But constantly moving. Okay. Okay, looking good. All right. Boom, boom, and then we have a part 3 to do. Okay, let's do it. Start with the light color again. Just kind of sketch in some of this. Get a feel. I want to do like a big curl. That should be good for that. Okay. Keep this part thick. It's looking pretty good. Okay, and then this can extend probably up to here. This whole thing should just be covered. We're going to do some kind of dithering here, though. Because I don't want it to just look weird. Okay. Curl that inward. Beautiful emoji. I don't know what expression you're trying to express there, Thomas, but I get it. It's like fire Illuminati. We're cooking over here. I don't know what emotion the fire Illuminati elicits, but it is there. Fire. Okay, then we gotta add this darker tone. We can even cover up some of this. Show the progression. Power. That's exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. It's powerful is what it is. Okay. I want to like dip, I think. Yeah. What is that? Max lol. Flying mercy wings. I got emotes for everything. Tell me what that one means. Take flight? What are you thinking? Generally, this is going to be darker on the right-hand side. I got to keep that in mind. Actually, some of this is throwing me off, so let's get rid of it. Whoop. Okay, I want that. Okay, we can work with this. I believe I can fly. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Makes sense. Okay, let's get some of these in here. Keep this darker. Just for some more variation. I want the edges to come in on this a little bit more. Sure to give that decayed, weathered state looking thing to it. That doesn't make sense. They should move, I think. That's looking pretty good. And then if I really want to go hard, I can make the whole tree look decayed after it's dead, which would be a lot of work, but it might be cool. That could be a lot of work, but it could be neato. For now, we will settle. All right, motherly tree roots. Let's auto trim. Perfect. Looking good. Dripping effect. Yeah, I should probably do blood too. You're right, or some kind of dripping. Blood is a good idea though. I should do blood at least where the hearts were. Yeah, I need blood. You're right. You're right, Thomas. Got Gore Thomas over here. Keeping me to my blood. Yeah, let's add blood. I'll do a blood layer. Blood. I need something. The heart could make the blood. Oh, that's true. That's actually a really good idea, Thomas. Yeah, the heart could make a blood effect. I will draw a little bit of blood where the heart was, just to sort of show some kind of decay. But you're right, I could make the heart do that. Okay. Where is the... Gotta pull up the tree again. Is it on the left-hand side or the right? It's on the right-hand side. Destroyed blood could be dripping. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Some kind of blood drip. Okay. So let's program this and then we'll look at the hearts. I don't have any sort of object I can do a blood drip with. I could just make them spurt blood every so often, but I don't have like a drip blood. So I have to think about that. But anyways, let's how do we want to do this? It would be nice just to make an object for him. Create object. Roots. So we're going to make sure that this does not animate. Image speed will equal to 0. And then how do we want to do this? We could keep the code contained within this, I guess. That might be easier. If mother equals no one. Actually, it should be if exist mother. If instance does not exist mother, if instance exists obj motherly face mother equals obj mother face, and then I guess we can do it in here. Switch, well, else, assuming the mother exists. Switch obj motherly, well, mother dot hp 0, well, 3. Okay. Equals 0. Okay, then we just gotta do this a couple more times. 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Because you have 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Should work. And then we just gotta place these in the room where they're supposed to be. So I think it's on the behind player. Yep. And then we're gonna grab this object. We just gotta attach them. So they're a separate object, but they're going to look like they're part of the same thing. Which means if we want to make them shake later, we got to keep that in mind. No big deal. Let's see if it works. And then we can think about some sort of blood. Some sort of blood. Alright, so if she takes damage, perfect. Looks pretty good. Sweet. Her roots are dead, and then at that point I could make, if I wanted to, the rest of her dead. We could do some kind of blood thing for sure, though. is pretty cool. I'm liking this. Hype. But yeah, some kind of, yeah. Good job. Good job, us. I might do some more blood on the left, though. I hate to be pedantic about it, but it needs more blood. Over here. Okay. Okay. Looks pretty good. It does give a nice visual touch to the roots dying. I quite like that. Okay, sweet. So from the top, come here, give her the hug. She feeds you. She clothes you. Defiantly, we pull the rib from the rib cage and shank her. Then we got to do a bunch of other stuff. Blood from the hearts. The carcass needs a blood effect. And some other stuff. I think that's pretty good, though. I'm watching my time here because I got to go do some more errands. Pretty sweet. Pretty good. Okay. I suppose I should probably write stuff down. So what do we need to do? Struggle, worn, small face, bright, blood, dripping, hearts. Some kind of blood effect for the heart. Then we gotta do actual boss fight, right? But is there anything else in between? Oh yeah. Splatter on ground for the carcass. And then blood effect on pulling carcass, rib bone. Consider, oh yeah, dead full tree. We need a hurt animation, something, some kind of hurt animation. Then we're gonna program a boss fight, and then probably arms holding eye wound. That needs to be drawn. Oh, and then her other warnings if player doesn't pull rib cage, bone. I think that is it. Yeah. I think that's it. And then just for Thomas, we'll do look at Steam trading cards again. Put that on the to-do. I'll check that out again. Because I gotta get the Steam API working in this again before I can implement that stuff. But we're working on it. I think that's everything. Okay. All right, I'm going to go make some food for anybody that came out today. Thank you. For anyone that watched this gloriousness, I appreciate it. Thank you, Thomas, for requesting stream. Keeping me busy. Keeping me showing what I'm doing. Finally, my cards. Yeah, they're on the list. They've been on the list, but they're on it now. Okay, I think that's everything I have to say. Thank you, P4U Loop, for following. Appreciate that. Hopefully he joins the Discord. He or she joins the Discord so I can help them if they need any help. And other than that, I think that's it. I appreciate everyone for coming out. I appreciate you, Thomas. Have a good day. Thank you, NS Fish. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming out. Everyone else have a great day. I'm going to be leaving. Yeah, thank you. You as well. I'm going to be leaving Friday. I'm going to try to do another stream. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow, but definitely try to do one Friday before I leave for my hiking trip into the woods. So, yes, power. All right, sweet. Have a great day, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.